think. Wait, no?
I don't think we are.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Now we are.
We're
Hey.
very good at this streaming thing.
Hello, everybody.
Okay.
All right. Then you good?
I am good. I'm gonna wing the last little bit of my thing, so it's fine. How's everyone
Cool.
doing? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Ryan does like all jokes aside, Ryan does an incredible job of taking notes, and so during like more normal weeks, we're not all like running all over the world. In your case, like quite literally all over the place. You know, we're able to like actually sort of like pop notes in and take care of them. But hey, life, man, we got jobs and shit, and that means that notes don't always make the list, which is a-okay because we do this for fun. So
I mean, I took some last week.
yeah,
I just was busy
just
being
got emotionally
emotionally
traumatized.
destroyed.
yeah. Well, you know, it's funny that you mention it, Zeki, because we do have a bit of a recap for you. So when last we gathered, our group of adventurers caught up with the cavalcade of strays. You encountered a very grouchy gargoyle named Grimly, who brought you to Peg, an old goblin who made up for his lack of teeth with his like relatively sunny disposition. He indicated that there were 3 potential books based on a short exchange between him and Azad that sort of like matched the description of what you guys were pursuing, but that only one of them really had potential to be what it was that you were looking for based on its location. The other 2 being sort of locked away and kept in relative safety within the city of Nox Valar. So you followed the directions of a arguably broken or very fixed compass, depends on how you look at it, in the hands of Patchwork, and following the directions that that were indicated. Well, initially the very wrong directions by Peg, and then the very right directions by the compass. You found yourselves at the Lightless Chasm, where you all managed to avoid serious injury by, like due to falling, by holding on to people that had dark vision, which was very lucky, and found your way down to a cave system that was hidden from your view while you were sort of located above it. Not long after entering this cavern, you, due to a very high perception check, realized that you were being followed and sort of set up an ambush for whoever or whatever it was that was pursuing you. The mystery follower was shortly thereafter revealed, and after a tense couple of moments, plus an errant fire, well, not really errant firebolt, but perhaps ill-advised firebolt, this mystery follower turns out to have been Rev's mother, Sorna, who is deceased and a member of the Nixian Guard. A tense reunion, we'll call it, followed before Rev took off in the direction indicated by Patchwork in a moment of sheer comedic genius, with no ability to see whatsoever for quite a while. So there's that. And you all continued through the series of caverns before finding a cluster of demons at the back of a smaller cave system that was sort of kind of kicked off, if we'll say, by some like incredibly disfigured statues of what looked like minotaurs with these very large red gems in their hands. Due to an error by yours truly, the group was able to engage them in combat and a surprise round without taking any of the 3d10 fire damage that they would have to have saved against. Fun times, which coincidentally made combat a lot easier for them. Also, Rev's mom is a badass, turns out.
And very hot. This
canonically
very hot mom.
Extremely attractive. Yes. You dispatched all of the demons, although in the process, Rev was knocked unconscious. As we sort of like ended battle with the final demon being very slowly crushed by some vines, as Billion picked a very, very good target for a spell that just continues to squeeze. Azad ran towards a pedestal with a dead kobold, sort of blood-eagled on top, and a locked locked box, while Sorna ran and poured a healing potion down her unconscious daughter's throat. We ended our session with Rev coming to.
Yeah, I think literally as I opened my eyes, because I threw things at you.
Yeah, which is tough when you're far away.
Yeah.
That was one of the few times that I was like, good thing we're not at a table. Because you play the sports, so you're probably not inaccurate with those things.
Not. Yeah.
So, dear players, we find ourselves here in a firelit cave with a human leg slowly beginning to scorch over a fire. The dead bodies of multiple demons around you. A mother cradling her recently returned to consciousness daughter's head. What would you all like to do?
I want the fucking book.
Okay. So you're just gonna open it up.
Well, it's a chest.
No, that's okay. Yeah,
no, I'm asking you is it a chest?
Yes, it's a lockbox that's about, or a chest. Yeah, it's a better way to describe it. It's about maybe 24 inches by 18 inches, and maybe like a foot tall.
I would like to kind of very quickly gloss over it, looking for any kind of magical mechanisms. I don't know that I can necessarily check for traps, but at least like spells or something like that.
Sure. Even with a cursory glance, so the wood is this like deep ebony, which feels almost more like stone. You can tell that it's wood just by looking at it, but it feels more like stone.
Okay.
And the metalwork that is sort of wrapped around it, holding it all together, is covered in infernal runes.
Okay.
So without any kind of like actual arcana check, you can tell that there's probably some magical protection laid upon this thing. Yeah.
Let's see. I guess I'm fucking all out of spell slots. That fucking combat really wrecked me. Can I have all right, I'm gonna quickly conjure up a mage hand, and I would like it to start sort of just touching around, like touching the box, touching where the mechanism is that keeps the box closed, and sort of seeing. I would like to step back personally and just see if the mage hand interacting this has any sort of anything.
Sure. How far do you want to step back?
I'll go step back pretty far. I will move back, I don't know, maybe like 15, 20 feet.
Sure.
Maybe 30 feet. Just 30 feet.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
I'll do 25 feet.
25 feet?
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Just gonna split the difference.
I'm just messing with you. There is no immediate reaction. There is a like thick lock on the front of it, and as it is jostled, you see the lock itself begins to sort of like to change color. It goes from being this like deep dark, like it's not black in the sense of like when you look at something that's been painted black, you can tell that it is that. It's almost like it's devoid of light. Like light hits it and sort of disappears and is absorbed. I think more like true black as a color. But as it is sort of messed with, it begins to glow a bright orange.
God, I wish I had any spells left. Patchwork. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Jesus Christ.
Papa, have I?
Make a history check for me. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Let's experience a moment of learning.
What's my modifier?
This would be, I believe, history check is intelligence.
Yeah.
What is your modifier for intelligence?
How smart are you?
I think it's good. I think I'm smart. Yeah, I'm pretty smart on the intelligence.
I think you're pretty smart.
Cool. It's going to be a 16.
16? You haven't seen anything like this in person. I think that over the course of all of your studies with Azad, you've read about like weird demonic locks. There's like, there's like things sort of wafting through legend over the the eons. Things haven't always been nice in Mitra. Right? There are many millennia that are sort of unaccounted for, or were very dark times when demons were much more freely wandering around, and things were kind of shit. There are a few stories that you remember about locks like this being used to keep those out who should not have access to things. But more specifically, even if you do open it, the true purpose is to ensure that the person that put it on knows, or the thing that put it on knows that it's been tampered with or accessed.
Fuck off.
And B, that whoever does the tampering is marked, sort of causing the initial owner or the placer of the lock to function a little bit like a revenant, in that they will always know the location of the being that tampered with the lock.
Mistress, we can attest that being marked for tracking is no picnic, as you would say.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad.
Have you not been on a picnic? Sorry, this is ignore me.
Patrick, can you just take the compass in a circle around I want to make sure that this is where the grimoire is.
Patrick walks in a circle around the item and watches the compass.
You will have to move it off the pedestal to do this.
Can my mage hand give it a little push?
Yeah. So what I will say is Patrick, what you would know on a 16 is that it's not the thing like being moved. Like, it's whatever, things can get moved, but it's if you try to pick the lock, like if just like some random person were to come, some random thief were to come along and pick it. One, based on what you guys just saw, you imagine that they probably get burned in the process. But two, it's about the lock itself, not the thing that it is locking.
Okay. So yeah, I'll have my mage hand just kind of give it a little shove, because I don't know that.
Sure. Can you make a strength check for your mage hand?
What do I add?
Nothing. It's just a straight D20 roll.
It's a straight D20 roll.
It's a DC 14.
8.
It's it's like straight up too heavy.
I gotta do everything myself. And I'm just gonna kind of pull the box down without touching the lock, just touching the box itself,
Cool.
and get it to a point on the floor where Patchwork can do a little jig around it if they
Sweet.
so desire.
In doing so, that little bobby pin never ceases to point directly at the box.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Mistress, the book is most assuredly in the tamper-proof box.
Awesome. Fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Okay. Can I put the box into my bag of holding? Do I have my bag of holding? Because we traveled from life to death, and I don't know if the bag of holding came with me.
Do not have your bag of holding with you.
Do I have any kind of carrying anything?
I mean, you're wearing like a dress, right? You could probably like take some extra fabric and turn it into like a satchel.
Part of me just wants to open it right now. It's probably a really bad idea. All right. Yes, I'm gonna fashion a little carrying satchel. Maybe are there any probably not, because we're in a big demonic cavern, but any sticks around that I could sort of make a little carrying bag with?
There is the spit that's currently been pushed through a human leg. Appears to be a human leg.
Yeah. I'm gonna go pull the spit out, and I'm gonna make myself essentially like a little makeshift carrying bag for this demonic box.
Cool. And
which sounds like a euphemism. All right. What?
Just to be clear, you are grabbing the leg to remove the spit from it. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I wanted to have that mental image because I know,
I am hyper focused on getting this fucking book.
Sweet.
Mistress, do you require our assistance removing the human leg?
I think I have it, Patchwork. Thank you. If you want to just help, and I'm gonna have Patchwork sort of help me start to fasten this weird whatever the fuck it is I'm making, covered in blood, I am sure. Really gory, probably a little bit of like sinew attached to the spit itself.
A lot of juice. It's a juicy leg.
It's a little juicy spit.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Cool. All right. So while this is happening, just sort of shift focus to two heavily tattooed women on one side of the room. One laying down, not looking so great, and the other sort of cradling her head as she comes to. Rev, are you all right? You are muted.
Rev, are you muted?
I am, and that's okay because I have nothing real. I didn't ask this before. What does Sorna's voice sound like?
She has sort of a she kind of sounds like if a 31-year-old man was imitating the voice of a like mid to late 30s woman. So it's like maybe a little bit deep, you know. No, I think she has like she has sort of like a deeper speaking voice. I think it's a little raspy after the fight. Is there something in particular that you are fishing for, some like information or?
No. I
Okay.
was just curious.
Yeah.
I think in the initial second as Rev comes to, she groans and just like, okay, that one hurt. And fully thinks that Azad is the one who brought her back to health. And opens her eyes fully and realizes who it is and is going to immediately push herself up into a sitting position with like a solid groan in hand too. I got ran through, right? Pretty sure I got run through.
Did.
Yeah. Into her gut, and just as fast as she can is going to sit up and kind of put some distance between her and Sorna.
Sure. Make an insight check as you do that.
Okay, we're gonna use dice made by my actual mom that I am not mad at. Let's be clear. Let's see. Not a great roll.
It's okay. This is a DC 12. It's just to get a quick read.
Still not a great roll. It's going to be an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
I could absolutely cast guidance, but I'm not going to.
You're not.
I just wanted to say that.
Well, you're not close enough to touch me anyway.
I could run over.
You're across the room.
It's cool. I just want you to know that I'm not doing it. That's all.
My dice tray is a little full. We'll clear it out before the next roll. Yeah, so an 8.
An 8. With her back to the fire, you could I think when you were lying sort of in her lap, you could feel like the tenderness of the touch as she was sort of like cradling your head. You can't get a good read of her facial expression from here, but even with an 8, you do see the momentary sag in her posture before she sort of like pulls herself together a little bit. It's quarter second and then it's gone. But even with an 8, it's easy enough to see.
Azad's going to ignore it. Or not Azad. Rev's going to ignore it.
Azad is also going to ignore it.
I'm reading the chat about how Azad is mad at me at the same time as I figure this out. Yeah, Rev is going to ignore it because she doesn't care.
Cool.
Sorna doesn't get to be hurt. Yeah.
Cool.
And she's going to force herself to stand up, and she is going to quickly glance around as she gets up, and this is probably about when we're grossly spitting the book.
Yeah, there's like a gross squelching sound as like
And if my notes are correct, the healing potion gave me a fair amount. It got me
did.
back to 15. Like I'm
Yeah.
almost all the way, but I'm still probably not feeling amazing.
Yes.
Mostly, but not all of it. And
Yeah.
it's just like a little weakly. So I'm like, can we go home now? Did
How
you get it?
heavy? How heavy is this satchel that I've created?
With an iron spit and a heavy
Yeah.
box,
Yeah.
is pretty heavy.
I think that I'm gonna take a couple steps, and then I'm just kind of gonna look over to probably Al, just like very, very pointedly. And I'm not gonna verbally ask for help, um, but it's just more of a like. And I think I'm gonna go, wow, this is really heavy. This is a very heavy. Yep. And just kind of make eye contact with Al for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Patchwork casts unseen servant to assist mistress.
Oh,
Oh. I will say, with an unseen servant to help, I won't make you make any strength checks to carry it.
okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in that case, never mind. Also, you don't pick up on social cues. This is fine. Let's keep walking.
No, I would say Al would look at you, looking at him, and he just goes, "Good day," and he kind of walks on over and continues cleaning his fists from the demon blood.
Okay. Yep. Let's walk. I'm walking. And I think that I'm probably not even looking back to see if anyone except for Patchwork is with me. And I'm just going to kind of start to take the path that we took down back out.
Sure. Do you have a source of light?
I'll pick back up my little Ruby on the way.
Sure. Okay.
Carrying it like a baby on my hip, you know. I've named her Ruby.
That's a good
Zeki, can
name.
you boot Katie out of the call? Can we just make that
Yeah.
happen?
Bye, Azad.
Ew.
Ruby explodes in a huge ball of flame, and Azad is consumed. No, so you sort of gather yourselves, collect arrows and thrown weapons, etc. Sorna dusts herself off, and sheathes her weapons, and quietly follows you all out. Does anyone else want to do anything before you guys leave this space? Cool.
I think Rev would take she's hurt, so she's not actually in the normal, but I think she would at least take a glance if there's anything that like really stands out that she would be able to repurpose into something. But her focus is getting out of here as fast as she possibly can. It would have to be like glowing, flashing, grab me right now, Alice in Wonderland.
There is a
shit.
big like Times Square billboard just in the back of the room. I don't know if anyone else noticed,
Right.
but
Pick up this, like
yeah, right here is all the magic.
Definitely not cursed.
Right.
Totally not a mimic.
Not a. I've never used one of those. Rev, I
It's your
think.
last chance.
Or is it? Rev, I think the only thing, just doing like sort of a quick and haphazard glance around the room, the only thing that really pings your attention would be the handle of the rapier that is currently in a sheath on your mother's hip.
Nope.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
you probably could repurpose that. It's I'm blanking on the actual name of this, but I used defense in college, so sorry for not knowing this. But there are some that have like a bit of a bent handle.
The guard. That like the
sort of
saber curve.
Not even the saber curve, but like the actual grip itself is slightly bent. And I'm totally blanking on what the sword's called, but it's that.
Later.
I'll Google it and we'll figure it out. That's the only thing where you're like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. But given its current location and its current owner,
The Count
Might as
Dooku
well.
style place.
No,
That's the one.
She's just gonna
Let them know.
turn. She's just gonna turn and she's leaning on the hammer. She's like using the hammer kind of as like a, I don't know.
Walking
Not
stick?
crutch. She's not crutch styling a little bit, but she's not like using it like a cane. She's just like if we're stationary, leaning on it.
Mm.
And that's it. She's gonna turn and leave back the way we came. Right? There's another exit out of this room.
There
if I
is not.
remember.
There is
Yeah,
the rest
back
of the
the way we
cave
came.
system if you guys want to explore that. But
No.
totally up to
No,
you.
not
I'm good.
particularly.
Why not?
I feel like I got enough
No,
ropes
Rev
for...
wants out.
Where's your
Yeah.
sense of adventure?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay.
I would say Aldo, though,
Mhm.
after cleaning up, will go over and make his way over to Corner and kind of just walk around him, inspecting him up and down and get down to his level. Young Corner, how fare thee? Has the battle done any damage? And just kind of look him up and down.
You're muted.
You know,
Damn it, I was muted. I'm actually pretty okay.
no bruises.
Just, the normal ones.
Without any healing. And I'll
No.
go to like. "Mm-mm."
I just
Now
wish I could have been more helpful to the rest of the group.
Yeah, that was very helpful.
You screamed so good, Corna.
It was- The cries, thou cries of war was elegant and mighty. Thou art our true dragon in training.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe I should focus less on like the fighting and using like some of this like like the daggers and the eldritch blasts and stuff. And maybe I should really just, focus on my investigating.
Thou art have a powerful mind. Perhaps you can find true strength in using that skill, young Corner.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Once we get back out of here, or get alive again, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, young Corner, dragons are the most brilliant creatures that exist in our world.
And I'm gonna be the most cunning one ever.
Thou shalt be, exactly.
You hear through the mind link, are you guys coming or what?
Oh, yeah, be right there.
Alistar, while you're sort of here, before you leave this room, I would love if you could make just a quick perception check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A 12.
A 12.
God, we're not rolling well tonight.
Okay, cool. You guys can go.
Ben jinxed us.
I would. What? Hold on.
Could I guide
So you're all
myself?
aware, before we
You
started,
could, right?
Ben went, as long as you don't roll any nat ones, you'll be able to get out of here, no problem.
I mean, no nat ones have happened so far, so I see no issue thus far with the statement.
Our dice are trying hard.
Try harder, dice.
Could I guide myself, perhaps, if I'm like really looking for
Yeah,
something?
sure. I'd say knowing that, knowing like who Alistar is, I would say in taking a moment to just sort of survey what happened, and maybe to some extent kind of like find a moment of peace after this amount of violence, which does go so massively against your nature. I would say yes. I will absolutely allow you to guide yourself.
Awesome. That's a 4, so a total of 16.
Ah, okay. With a 16, you're looking around, and initially, I mean, this room is mostly destroyed, right? There's just like body parts and little like sort of like stone arms have been kind of tossed around as things have been smashed with hammers, etc. But one thing catches your eye, which is that one of these humanoid beings. As it died, their like tunic kind of opened up in the like upper chest region, and there's just a flash of like a design that you recognize, and when you go over and take a look, you recognize a brand just under what would have been the collarbone. The body at this point is sort of deformed through like this demonic, whether it's possession or like a melding of like a demonic entity with a humanoid body, but there is a brand that is still visible. A brand that you've seen. A brand that you share.
I had a suspicion.
Thank God it's not just me.
I will get closer, and I'll turn to make sure no one else is looking,
Mhm.
and try to just peel away and look at the brand.
Sure. Are you attempting to ensure that it is like definitely the right one?
Yes. I even kind of pull down my shirt just to compare.
No checks necessary. This is something that I think you've probably spent a fair amount of time looking at in mirrors, sort of contemplating. This is Mother's brand.
Al clenches his fist so much that probably blood starts to come out.
Yeah.
She's been here. That wretched wench.
How loud do you say that, Alistair?
I whisper it, but anyone who's super perceptive probably could hear.
Let's see, look at this. Passive perception.
I'm so far down the fucking hallway at this point.
I would
don't
say,
hear
you
jack
know
shit.
what? Azad, Rev with a passive perception of 16.
Yeah, I don't think she probably hears that she's not. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, under normal circumstances, but you did just recently have Rapier run like fully through your body.
And she's so far in her own head, I think her passive perception right now is a lie.
Yeah, that absolutely tracks.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to do, Alistar, before you leave?
Altar clenches the necklace, the amulet around his neck, and kind of just, I'm coming for you, and I shall find thee. And clench it and look up to where everyone else is, turn back one last time, and make his way to the group.
Okay. I am actually curious. I want to put this to the group as a whole. How many of you think that you've fought with demons of any kind prior to this?
No.
No.
0% chance.
No.
Al probably would have if
Okay.
it's something from mother
Hmm.
feelings.
Yeah.
No.
Can Patrick roll for it? Because I
Yeah.
can see it both ways.
Yeah, you've been Patrick's been around long enough now that I would say that's we can leave that up to a roll.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. What does a 2 mean?
I think that a 2 means that in the
Everyone
past,
throw your dice out. We're starting over.
when
Yeah, no, I've vanished for that first one.
when Patrick has encountered or come close to encountering anything of this nature in the past, they have had the good sense to hide or run like hell. Yeah. So, I want you guys to just, as we're making our way out, as you are climbing out of the lightless chasm, I do want you all to think about what the impact of fighting something that doesn't have any sense of self-preservation and doesn't have any semblance of humanity left in its eyes, what that's like for you. And you don't have to have an answer right now. I think we'll check in as you guys sort of like make your way out, or as you each kind of come to a conclusion about how that might make your character feel. But this is something that is truly unlike anything you've encountered, at least in this context. As you make your way out, if there is a marching order, I would love to know.
I think I'm definitely at the front, whether that's intelligent or not. I'm trying to move as quickly as possible, and just I want to get this book out of this chest. So
Sure.
And Patchwork and the Unseen Servant are obviously in step with Azad.
Okay. How about everybody else?
Alistair is going to be in the rear because he's catching up and he's looking back every so often, just to make sure something's not being followed.
Sure, absolutely.
Rev's probably right behind Azad, if not in front of Azad, but she's not. No, she's behind Azad because she's not moving super fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill ran to walk right behind Rev.
Okay.
And I'm behind Bill.
Okay. You guys rapidly find yourselves again in sheer darkness.
I have a ruby.
Aside from that, but one thing to note is like in these smaller caverns, it's a pretty decent amount of light. But as you make your way back into the larger, sort of like that initial cavern, let alone the actual lightless chasm itself, it sheds a lot less light than it feels like it shed in those smaller spaces.
Okay.
And as you begin to reach the sort of the edge of that sort of flat expanse where you had initially dropped down off of the path, the two of you carrying these gems, I think it's maybe most apparent to you initially is that the light seems to look as if it's being almost actively smothered. There's enough magic in these stones that it's not completely successful. So you have a small amount of dim light, but the darkness feels almost intentional.
Should we conga line again, guys?
Rev's just gonna follow your light.
Okay.
As long as she can see your light, she's just gonna keep walking directly behind it.
Okay.
Do you need me to come in the front? I can see pretty far.
Patchwork, you have dark vision, right?
We do.
Okay. In that case, I think I'll probably just put a hand on Patchwork's shoulder and or arm, keep a hold of the gem, and let Patchwork sort of lead the way.
Okay. So you arrange yourselves in such a way that everyone's sort of like you're buddying up again.
I feel like that's kind of what we're doing.
Cool. All right. Just want to make sure.
I
Sorna
want
is
to check
going
behind me, though.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Let's not play this too fast and loose.
Use those ice cream dice.
You need me to go and use the ice cream dice?
Use the ice cream dice.
What if they roll bad?
Actually, I've been rolling pretty well with my Chaos Ladies dice. So, like that. That was, did you say perception, DM?
I did.
That's a 15.
A 15? Okay.
With
that's pretty good.
120 feet of dark vision.
Hell yeah. With a 15, you get a couple pieces of information. One is from much further down the cavern.
Okay.
You see just tiny pinholes of light. And they tend to flash out in like sets of 2. Sometimes sets of 6. Sometimes sets of odd numbers that
Is that a set?
don't make sense. Yeah, it can be a set. If it belongs to one thing. And very briefly above you, you sort of like look up and behind, and you see just a momentary flash of movement, but nothing else.
I think there might be stuff following us.
Corey, we're in a demonic cave. There's going to be stuff following us. What matters is we don't get locked in combat with it and get out of here as fast as possible.
Well, then we better hurry, because there were a lot of eyes down there.
going as fast as I can. You all are the ones that are trailing in the rear.
So I have a question as this conversation is happening. Do you guys want to be stealthy about your exit, or do you want to be quick about your exit?
We should be stealthy.
Okay.
But I'm going to be quick.
So you want to roll a disadvantage on your stealth check?
I don't know.
I think. Rev, what should we do?
What? She's tunnel visioned on just like walking forward. Can you make it brighter? I don't know.
God.
One moment. Young Corner, how far away are these things that your eyes have seen?
I think I'm going with quick. I think that with all of this conversation, I'm just like, fuck this, I'm walking.
Like
Okay.
quick walking, or
Yep.
like are you sprint or like running?
Quick walking. A little bit of a power walk. Like, you know, like a suburban
Oh,
mom. out
Azad
with,
is
like,
such a power walker. Oh gosh.
got those little
Yeah.
like weight cuffs on my
I like to imagine
Headband.
since Patrick has the dark vision, Patrick's sort of flying, and
Yeah.
Azad is sort of pushing Patrick like a
Yeah.
little flying cart.
Yes. That's exactly what's happening.
Oh
He's
boy.
sort of like following my directions as
Yeah.
I'm moving through the darkness.
It's the 80s power walking montage we didn't know we needed.
I do like to imagine
It's
that Patrick and
true.
I sometimes do this on Sundays, just like out in the neighborhood. we're very adept at this specific type of movement.
Amazing.
But
I
Alistar, they're probably like 100 feet down. But there were a lot of eyes, and I saw something above too. But I can't really be 100% sure of what it was.
Keep moving.
Yeah, let's
I
go
shall.
quick. Quick it is.
I'm going to just inspect further, but don't wait. Go. And I want to stealth and see if I can disappear into the darkness and take a look at what's behind.
Okay.
Oh my god, if I saw this, I would
Where
stop it,
where
but I
is
won't
Rev's
yet.
mom during this?
She is sort of at the back, sort of like I think she sort of like waited for Al to catch up, is sort of walking alongside while you guys are sort of here in this larger area where you can walk two abreast or more as opposed to single file. Go ahead and I think actually as you do this, Sorna puts her hand on your shoulder and is like, I'll join you. It's dangerous. Don't go alone. And is going to make a stealth check with you. So let's go ahead and do that.
Awesome. Did we spend enough time to have a short rest or no?
I don't think so.
Not quite. No. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yes.
It's a damn shame.
That is going to be a 21.
A 21.
Oh, thank fuck.
Okay.
I'm a stealthy one there.
Hell yeah. And she. Oh, I should roll this with disadvantage. She rolled a 23. So the two of you sort of like soundlessly disappear into the darkness. She's going to follow your lead. So are you going to go down further?
I want to get as close as I can to see, perhaps make out what Corner had also saw.
Sure. Okay. So the two of you are going to have to make your way maybe 40 or 50 feet away from the group at the very least to begin to have any shot at it. Go ahead and make a perception check. She's going to give you the help action.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Also, because I'm a bugbear, I can slip into tiny spaces, or just any place I can like slip into to make sure I'm not seen. I just want to.
Yes, the quintessential bugbear slipping into tiny spaces.
They're
Of course. How could I
like
forget?
they're like
As
cats,
they
you know.
do.
Cats can just sort of like
Exactly.
turn into jello. Yeah.
Okay, so the help, I got a. Ooh, that is going to be a natural 18 plus 3. So 18, like 21.
21. That's a fantastic roll. You see large shapes, and the two of you definitely see like deep purple and red and orange eyes blinking. You see something that's like maybe 25 or 30 feet tall, sort of lumbering quietly, with far too many arms and far too quietly for how big it is. But very fortunately, none of these things appear to have noticed the two of you have sort of descended further. And I will tell you right now, even with your personal history, you have not seen things like this before.
We were warned about some weird things that are in here. Were that
Mhm.
possibly that? Does it look like they're following us? Like,
At first glance, as you kind of like quickly assess, it doesn't seem like anything is. The thing that strikes you like from the get-go is at least that like super big thing is probably too large to actually make its way quickly enough up to where you guys are to be any real threat. There are definitely some smaller things scrabbling around. At this moment, they do not appear to have clocked the group.
okay.
Yeah.
We should return. And I'll say and try to now go back stealthily to the group.
All right, Sorna will follow you. In the interim, are the rest of you moving? So as
Yes.
Okay, cool. Is that everybody?
Babes, you're muted again.
I am. Sorry, I'm answering work emails while we
That
do
is
this.
honestly, it fits where with Rev's head's at right now, so don't
Yeah.
even worry about it.
Sorry, folks. I leave on a 2-week work trip tomorrow. Things are a lot. Yeah, she would probably drop to the back. One, because she's just slower right now.
Okay.
She's not moving as fast. This is the first time Rev has been injured / unconscious in combat ever. Really. She's done a very good job her entire life of avoiding it, and so she is struggling with this concept that she is dead and then was unconscious and almost dead. So she is gonna be kind of towards the back. I don't think she would let lose sight of Azad's ruby, but she's definitely falling behind a little bit.
Okay.
From the group.
Okay, cool.
As they all walk off, Bill's gonna sort of stand in the middle, torn about whether to follow Alistar or go with the group. And I think just as the light is fading, so far he can't catch up. He just books it up and catches up with Rev.
Okay.
Walks behind her.
Very cool. All right, so Rev, after like a minute or so, you hear the quiet sounds of the ideal specimen sort of
Ideal specimen billion
catching up with you. Yes. I would love for the group to make so you guys aren't trying to be stealthy, so you are going to make some dexterity checks as you move quickly. Those of you that are paired up, which is all of you, so no folks without dark vision are at a disadvantage here. You can all go ahead and make your rolls.
Just a dex save?
Just a dexterity saving throw.
Yo, fucking nat 20, baby.
This is my first roll I'm making with an actual physical dice at any point.
Yes! Yeah.
That's
Clip
wild.
it. Fucking clip it.
Well, what's
This
it
better
gonna
be good.
Let's find
No,
out.
no,
It
clip
better
it
be good.
regardless.
Save.
Clip it regardless.
Okay, here we go.
Fucking 49.
That is a 13.
Okay.
All right.
I mean,
That's above average.
You are
It is.
muted.
That's
Omar.
Billion, the above average specimen.
that's it.
That's an unlucky number, but it's still good.
Hell yeah. Especially good because 14?
16.
Did anyone get less than a 13?
No, Patrick got a 19.
We're so
Okay.
dexterous.
Wow. Look at you guys.
25.
20. Oh, Jesus. Oh, something. Yeah, she passes with an 18. Cool. You, Billion, you narrowly manage. Your foot slips for a moment. You tense your core, shift your weight to the other foot, gingerly place it. You're okay. And you all continue on your way. I think I made you guys make 2 on the way down, but I think I'm not gonna make you guys make 2 on the way up because that feels mean. As much as I would love to just like kill one of you here, I do want a perception check from you all though, as you are like beginning to you see that the like overhead the sky is beginning to, I don't want to say brighten exactly, but feel less claustrophobic. The air begins to feel like it moves a little bit more. I would love to see what y'all get.
That's a 9.
A 9? Okay.
That is cocked.
Wait, I got inspiration at the
Still
start
not
of the
great.
session, and I'm
Wait, what are we
using it.
rolling?
Perception check.
Wow, that's
four-
worse.
14 for patchwork.
14. Okay. Got a 9. We got a 14.
Is 13.
18.
13, 18. Alistar, what'd you get? You're muted.
Oh,
So sorry. 14 for Al. I'm usually good with that. God damn it.
It happens. Cool.
I rolled at advantage, and I got a 12
Yikes.
with a
Proud of
+6.
you.
I would say my 13 was with my plus a d4. So now I'm not doing great this game.
I'm gonna
Woof.
guide myself. 13.
Cool.
Such a lucky number.
You guys are really just like loving this toy and messing with fire. Corna, what'd you get?
A 9.
A 9, that's right. Bill, you had an 18?
Yep.
Okay. Bill, you're the only one that notices it, but as you guys are getting closer, there's just like a shadow that sort of like rapidly moves left to right across the cavern, sort of like flying, unclear how high above you, and disappears from sight.
Like within the cavern with us.
Based on how far up you guys are at this point, no, probably above the cavern itself.
Is it Vincent Jeffrey? Jeffrey Vincent?
On this other plane of existence? Maybe. You don't know.
Okay.
Y'all, there's someone waiting for us up there. I saw someone flying.
Did they look nice?
They looked very far away. That's all I know.
Are you sure they're waiting for us, not just passing over ahead?
They seemed a little urgent, but
Urgent.
I guess we'll find out.
Urgent. What does that mean?
Well, we are urgent too, so maybe 2 urgent parties can meet. I'm gonna keep moving.
With urgency.
With urgency.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
We just killed a fuck ton of demons. I'm not worried about, well, I should probably be worried, but Azad's not worried about whatever the fuck's at this cave entrance.
Cool.
Famous
All right.
last words.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be good. Whatever this is, I'm making bad decisions, but it's okay.
Hell yeah. You all, over the next maybe 15 or 20 seconds, you begin to feel a slight breeze begins to tussle your hair, and you emerge from the lightless chasm, all alive, not entirely unscathed, physically or mentally, for a myriad of reasons, and begin to make your way back. The compass, Patchwork, I will say at this point is sort of pointing sort of backwards at Azad. I think that you're smart enough that you would know if you wanted to sort of like change the instructions for this compass, you can probably get it to direct you back towards the caravan. As you guys come back up, the one thing that you all notice is that looking around, the only real landmark that you have to go by, besides this like dark chasm behind you as you make your way out, is the like sort of swirling constellation above that is not really much of a landmark at all.
Patchwork, can you plug in directions back to the caravan?
As you wish, mistress.
Hey Siri.
And Patchwork speaks to the compass.
Jesus, my Siri.
Please send us to the caravan.
Calculating. It sort of spins for a moment and then points sort of like ahead and to the left a little bit. And as
Mistress,
you're having...
the directions point ahead and to the left.
Lovely, let's go.
Wonderful. As you have this conversation, there is a high-pitched whistling sound, and you are all shaken by the heavy impact of a like 13, 14 foot tall, very grumpy looking gargoyle.
Okay.
You're still alive?
What?
Still alive?
Yep,
Good.
yep. Still very, very alive, yep.
Coming back?
Why are you here?
Keep an eye.
What?
Keep an eye.
keep.
Could
Keep an eye. He points at his eye.
Oh,
hey, Grimbly.
No,
And I'm still leaning on. I'm leaning on the hammer.
look like shit.
Could I have a ride?
Grimbly, are you taking us back? Or is that why you're here?
Keep an eye.
Keeping an eye.
Rev,
Keeping an eye. Just keeping an eye.
persuasion check.
You have disadvantage again, Benjamin.
I don't have any rolls, so fuck you, chat.
Okay, well, that persuasion check was an 18 on the die
Okay.
for a 23.
You motherfucker. This absolutely.
I look really injured and sad.
You do look so injured and so
Oh.
sad. You know what? He's gonna make an insight check. That's a natural 18.
I am injured.
Yeah, I mean, so he's not making. This is not about the like physical injury. There is a moment where like you two make eye contact, and there's sort of like a flash in his eyes, or its eyes, their eyes, unclear, and the like very weathered, grouchy facial expression that sort of you all sort of assumed was just what this being was kind of carved with is we can hear you softens for a moment, and to I think the shock of quite literally everybody in the party, possibly including Rev even, he walks over and he sort of takes a knee and extends a hand and says, "All right, get on."
I didn't think that was gonna work. She'll like clamber up, kind of grimacing, and settle the hammer, like I don't know, like
Give me the hammer.
under an arm. Oh, okay, okay.
Grabs the hammer.
Don't. It's.
Hold
okay.
on. Gosh, I so badly want to make you make a strength saving throw, but I'm not going to make you do that. The rest of you watch as Rev on the back of Grimbly just rockets into the air and rapidly disappears from view, heading in the direction that the compass is pointing.
Fantastic. Awesome. And I'm just going to keep fucking walking.
All right, we got to get there fast. We got to catch up.
I honestly think I'm doing a little bit of like a half jog, half walk at this point. Honestly, maybe Patrick is still flying in front of me. We're still doing the power walk exercise stance because Patrick has the compass. So just getting my steps in, you know?
Cool. It's a ridiculous image. I love it. Why not, right?
I really do need to get some ankle weights.
Oh my god.
Corna, what's your speed? Your movement speed?
You're muted again.
I keep trying to interject things, but for some reason my lips just stay sealed. I can walk 30 feet on average, like per 6 seconds, so like, you know, fast-ish.
Okay.
All right.
Sorna,
Yes, Corna.
why is Rev so pissed at you?
Oh, I love this.
We're walking while we do this too.
Yeah,
Just so
well,
Azad doesn't
absolutely.
pull all of our hairs out.
A classic walk and talk. Obviously, yes, yes. Actually, I have a question for you about Azad while we're walking and talking. I think she kind of like maybe sort of like hangs back a little bit to sort of allow a little bit of space to develop.
Oh, I'm not
between
fucking
you two
listening.
and Azad.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Even
but
if I
she's-
could hear, I wouldn't be processing it.
That's not. She didn't know that.
You don't have to worry about Azad. She's got a new book.
she does seem very, very taken with it.
She likes books.
I would like it noted, we are not positive the book's in there.
No, we are, because the compass.
Yeah, we have not looked. We are trusting a gadget from someone else.
That's true.
I'm not
that's
there. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
True. That's fair.
It's gonna be real awkward if that book isn't in there.
Ooh, that would be incredibly unfortunate. I would very much prefer to make an exit before we find out in the negative.
You and me both.
You can always come to Nox Valar. I'm just kidding. You really should. You guys should. Actually, you don't have much time. We should really make haste.
How does it work with us getting alived? Getting birthed? I don't know. What's the opposite of being killed?
Well, in your particular instance, and I haven't forgotten your initial question. It would be.
I have a lot of questions.
I can see that about you, and I appreciate that. In the very shortest of terms, it would be something. Back in my day, it was. I don't know how much has changed. I don't really know. To be clear, I don't fully know what the passage of time looks like. Although with Rev being the age she is, I guess maybe it's relatively similar. So if it's a short-term thing, sort of like mid-fight, there's always Revivify was a favorite of a friend of mine, a cleric, back when we used to go gallivanting around and doing sort of what you all are doing.
Did you solve mysteries too?
In a manner of speaking.
That's so cool.
As sort of the sneakier member of the group, it was usually my job to kind of create mysteries or make things disappear and such. But we solved a couple back in the day. But to answer your question more specifically, I think you guys will have to be fully resurrected, which requires a gem.
But do we get to take stuff back with us? Can Azad even take that book?
To be completely honest with you, Corey, can I call you that? I feel like I heard that somewhere. I don't know. I have been here since I arrived and have done my best to make the best of the situation that I was given. I don't know.
Do you have any cool things I could take back and try as a mystery to be solved? Like the mystery of being reborn.
You could always, you could always tell people about the Sunless Crossing. It could be interesting. Sort of, maybe, are people still searching for what happens after they die? Is that sort of like a thing that people are busy with? Or spend a lot of time on?
I feel like it's pretty understood at this point what happens.
Okay.
The whole magic thing, pulling the veil back,
That was a big deal. Yeah, that was a big deal. Well, if you find somebody maybe who is concerned with what happens after they die, then, maybe you can solve that mystery for them and help them either be less afraid or maybe just ease their passing if it is something that they cannot prevent.
Okay, now back to the first one.
Back to the original question. I think if I had to guess, I don't know what's happened to Rev after my passing. But without being able to know for certain, I can say that I do see that it has not been easy for her. And I have to imagine that there is a significant amount of resentment that I just suddenly show up, which is understandable. If our roles were reversed, I have to imagine that I would feel very similarly. I had hoped that things would go differently. Terrified at the prospect of reintroducing myself, I guess, for lack of a better term. But I don't know. Combat was always the thing that I did well at. Rev's dad was the one who was better with words. That was sort of always the thing. Actions are my way of showing that I care, and not that actions were by any stretch of the imagination not his as well, but he also knew how to use his words to explain how he felt in a more understandable manner. And I think that I'm not the best.
Well, if it's any consolation, from the time that I've had with Rev so far, I would say that she's a lot more like you than she probably wants to admit right now.
She doesn't tinker or anything. Her dad was a brilliant inventor.
Oh, she does that. And I think that's, the other half. But from what I know, Rev's been, a woman of action.
Make an insight check for me. No, you know what? Perception. Make a perception check.
That is a dirty 20.
Ooh. She's notably, she has not taken the helmet off since you guys finished combat. But as you're having this conversation, I'll tell you that if you just sort of like, as you're talking and sort of casually look up, there is a single tear appears to be sort of like just beginning to make its way past the bottom of her helmet. She doesn't, like, her posture hasn't changed, her voice hasn't changed, but you do notice that because you are observant. She's sort of like, so, Corey, I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. What's your question?
What is Azad's deal? It's very sort of, I don't want to say brusque exactly, but I get the sense that she does not appreciate my presence.
I think it's a mommy thing.
Oh. Did she adopt Rev or?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
it's kind of complicated. I mean, Rev is only like 3 or 4 years younger than Azad, and Azad's like going through like a divorce thing, and the guy's like a real ass. But so I think because Azad can't be with her kids, she's looking to kind of fill the gap. And in Patchwork, what a cool being, right?
I've never
Patchwork
seen any...
and Rev seem to have kind of fit the bill, and I just confuse Azad because she refuses to think that I'm an adult, but I'm 9.
I'm going to level with you. I do also find it a little confusing, but I take you at your word as an adult. I'm not terribly familiar with kobolds, so I will defer to you as the expert on the subject.
I just have little vocal cords.
You know, that's fair, actually. We shouldn't judge based on someone's voice. But so you said that Azad can't see her children. Is it because of the divorce, or her husband or ex-husband or whatever?
Well, he's
the
part of the
situation is?
reason we're here, I think. We're still trying to figure out all the parts, and you know Rev and Azad. They're not telling everybody everything.
I don't really know either of them, although
What do you mean? Rev's your daughter.
I died when Rev was very, very young. A baby.
That's almost like me.
I'm so sorry.
I think. I'm not really sure, but from what I've kind of figured out, I don't think I have anybody left either.
Well,
Other than Al. I look forward to Alistar.
I did notice the two of you seem to have a strong bond.
He's
That's
like
good.
my big brother.
That's wonderful. I love
Well,
that.
him and Bill.
Bill. I've seldom seen anyone like Bill before. So
Would you call him the ideal specimen?
I do seem to note that
Isn't he just so handsome?
Bill is listening to all of this.
Yeah,
He is?
we're like
Okay.
only like
That's amazing.
15
He's been
or
listening
20
to the
feet
whole
away.
conversation.
that fully tracks. He is.
Billian's gonna know everyone's secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Billiam's quiet but dangerous.
He just files all the information away. He is very handsome. Not my type. And she sort of like takes off a glove, and you see that she's still wearing a wedding band. I keep hoping that someone will decide that it's worth bringing me back. So.
I mean, I'm not super well versed in magic, but if Rev's as old as she is, which is like more than twice me, it's gonna be really hard to get you back.
For a number of reasons. One, it has been a while. But two, we were attacked on the road, and I don't know if my body was ever recovered.
Do you know where you were going, or where you moved on, or?
You know, it's an interesting thing, Corey. There are some things that I remember perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some things that have begun to fade in my time here. I remember holding Rev for the first time. I remember the ceremony where she got her very first set of tattoos.
They gave tattoos to babies?
It's more of a magical process. So think less of the like needles and like a hammer kind of a thing. Very painful. This is an enchantment of sorts. Can't tell because we are both sort of in armor, but there is a certain amount of our tattoos that are the same.
Oh, how risque.
It's no, it's sort of like across our shoulders and back. It's along the spine. It's where we carry our lineage.
I've only ever seen Rev in her armor, so it didn't make any sense. But
That
I just
seems
don't know why
reasonable.
you'd get tattoos where no one can see them.
Well, it changes over time.
They change?
They change. As you grow as a person, as you overcome obstacles in your personal life, as you suffer immense loss, the tattoos shift, and so they change over your lifetime. The eldest in our family would be completely covered.
Is that why Rev has so many?
She has a lot for someone as young as she is. Yes.
Does that make you upset?
Upset in that I feel like I failed her.
I don't
Absolutely.
necessarily mean failure. That's a really strong word.
I
I was thinking more just feel like sad because you missed out.
Can it be both?
As long as you're not so upset with yourself. I'm sure whatever adventure you may have been on was important if it took you away from Rev.
We were just traveling, actually. That's sort of the funny thing. You know, you live a life of adventure and danger, and then one night on the road, while traveling with your husband and infant daughter, you get attacked by just a random band of brigands. He's not here, so
Do you remember that night?
only flashes.
Okay, when I was solving mysteries,
Mm.
well, I still do, but I did before then too. Sometimes when I was asking questions, it would help if the person was trying to remember would close their eyes. Close your eyes.
Will you guide me so I don't trip?
I mean, sure, yeah, it's kind of an open field at this point, but
Hey, the ground's not perfectly even. I'm an
Fair
old
enough.
lady, you know.
okay, here.
Not that old.
Take my hand, and I like put up a hand for her to hold.
Sure.
Okay, so close your eyes
Okay.
and think of how the air smelled as you were traveling.
Just gonna make a check here. Oh, I thought it was a 1. That's
Oh man, now I'm stressed out.
a 9 for her
Oh.
history check.
Okay.
I don't remember. Gorno.
What phase was the moon in?
I think we're gonna keep that history track running for like a couple of questions.
Damn, okay.
You got inspiration to re-roll that.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo!
Still not
It
amazing.
explicitly says re-roll that crap.
Oh, re-roll that crap? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's history. It's +2. Okay, it's a 17. Was that for just to whoever is in chat? Is that for the the smell as well as the moon cycle?
I think it's for both, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, 17 is better. 17 is a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's that moment of like I don't remember, and then she stops for a moment and sort of like squeezes your hand. It had rained. You know the smell on the air right after it rains in the springtime and everything smells clean?
Yeah.
I remember that.
And the moon?
All right, it was still cloudy, but I want to say waning. I think it was waning.
Okay. Now, do you remember what your armor felt like as you heard them the first time?
That I do remember.
Okay, this is important. This is important.
I wasn't wearing it.
Still important.
Yeah.
You're making a connection right now.
Okay.
Thinking about the smell of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing their footsteps in the
Mhm.
freshly wetted soils and grasses.
Mm-hmm.
How many were there?
Gotta make another roll here.
Oh, shit.
That's pretty good. That's a natural 14 plus 2, so 16. I think you walk for like 30 or 40 seconds in just complete silence.
Okay.
And then she says, I think 7? 6 or 7. Though there weren't 6 or 7 by the time we were done with them.
Did any of them have any insignia, any shields, any armbands?
That's a natural 20.
Yes.
There was no insignia, but one of them was this large, shirtless. I want to say minotaur, but you remember the statues in the cave, Corna?
Of course.
Disfigured. With I don't know, some sort of like a mark on his chest by the collarbone. Just there. I don't remember I don't remember exactly what it looked like, but I do.
Was it lines?
It looked like
Did it look like a letter?
No, it looked like a rune. So not dissimilar to well, I don't really have anything to compare it to, I suppose. If I had to guess, maybe a language from somewhere other than our plane of existence.
Okay. I'll have to make sure I tell all of this to Rev.
Well, she opens her eyes and sort of squeezes your hand. So I imagine that I won't be, or you won't be leaving, and I won't be leaving. I maybe imagine is sort of wishful thinking. I hope that she and I have an opportunity to speak before.
Well, then we better hurry. Oh.
I'm going to drop back and sorry.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
listening as your one last thing you have to say.
Oh, my closing statement.
Your closing statement
to Sorna is I think the reason you remember so much about Rev is because those are the most important core memories to who you are. And she should know that.
She should know that. Sorna, do you know how far we are from the caravan?
Sort of like takes a look. Maybe 40 minutes at most. We've been going for a bit now.
All right. And then Bill just takes off as fast as he can in the direction of the caravan.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check to like really fucking haul ass.
Yeah.
Really haul ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. 18.
18? You fucking booking it. Actually, I will say to those of you who have never seen Billion like really haul, his sort of like long, gangly frame moves with surprising grace, and he just. I don't want to say hoofs it. That feels.
Say why? If it's true, say it.
It's true. And just like takes off and hoofs it, and like rapidly fades into the distance ahead of you.
I see why you call him the ideal specimen, Patchwork.
Mistress, it is simply the appropriate designation.
It is. It's a very appropriate designation.
Alistar, I think we need to go.
Okay. If everyone's running, then Alistair will run as well. Step with the wind.
Oh, I was still power walking, but if everyone's running, then I guess we're all.
All of everyone else is running.
I'm just like
I
shouting.
haven't trained for running.
Rev!
Just running across this endless field.
Oh my god.
So we're going to depart from the group as they trek their way across the beautiful fields of the Sunless Crossing, and we're going to elevate ourselves a little bit to an unlikely duo flying very quickly through the air. Hold me, Jack. I feel like I'm flying. Rev, you find yourself on the back of an enormous stone gargoyle who is rocketing through the air at a speed that is frankly horrifying, given that you have no safety harness or restraints or anything like that to ensure that you are able to hang on. And he takes off rapidly and gets up high enough that the party is no more than a possible speck in the distance. And then kind of like slows down and cranes his neck to look back at you. And goes, "Want to talk about it?"
No.
As he is.
You've been here a while, right?
Been here a long time. Yep.
Do you know her? Like, well?
Orna?
Yes.
Yep. I do.
What's her deal?
What do you mean? Bit of a broad question. Specificity goes a long way.
What? How long has she been here?
Mm.
How did she get here?
Oh, she died.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Specificity goes a long way.
She died about 20 years ago.
Oh. Does she talk about how?
One time.
She's only talked about it once? Were you there?
Mm-mm.
Great.
There's a pool where you could talk to yourself.
You can what?
Talk to yourself. There's a pool. Reflection. You talk to yourself.
That's kind of weird and also kind of Cool. How far away is that?
Far.
Oh. So we can't go
How much time you
visit.
got?
Well,
Got a lot of
well,
time?
I mean, kind of till they get here, like 3 hours. I've got like 3 hours, and then in theory, I'll be alive.
Sort of, you get like hit with little flecks of gravel as he scratches his chin, thinking for a second. Take too long. You can come back.
Grimly, I like you. I don't want to see you again for a very long time. I want to see you again, but I want to be
Old.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You get that.
yeah.
Get that a lot.
Do you like donuts?
Never had one.
I'll
What's
bring you
donut?
one. It's like cake. Have you ever had cake?
Nope. What's cake?
I'll bring you a donut and a cupcake, and those are like mini cakes. And whenever I see you next, I'll bring you.
That lasts a long time.
Thing. Yeah. I'll make sure they're fresh when I get here.
All right.
Yeah. How did she end up behind us? That close behind us, and we didn't even know.
She's good.
What? What has she has she talked about anything ever? What is she?
Talked about you.
Oh. What? I don't remember her at all.
That shit.
Yeah. And then she just shows up behind us in a dungeon and acts like it's nothing. I didn't even know she was dead.
Think maybe she was scared. Talk to him. Been a long time.
I didn't even know she was dead.
A lot of people don't know other people are dead.
Most people who lose their moms know their moms are dead. I thought I'd get to find her. Not like this.
Some fine better than no fine.
And she goes quiet for a little while. I would say probably like 5 minutes of the journey. She goes quiet.
Cool.
Yeah.
He just reaches back at a certain point, just like tries to pat you gently on the shoulder. You are gently walloped with a large rock.
Yeah. Yep. That feels right.
Yeah.
And then after about 5 minutes or so, what's she like?
Smart. Funny. Fucking dangerous.
Yeah, I got that.
Cares a lot. Kind of chip on her shoulder. Something to prove. You know.
Got that too.
He looks back at you with like more expression than you've seen on his face, like a wry look in his eyes.
And also, he's a rock.
Also, he's a rock. Yep.
I am fully picturing this entire time. I am 100% picturing Goliath from Gargoyles.
For what it's worth, that
To be
is also
clear.
who I've been picturing.
Yeah.
So you and I, same brain cell. I got you. He turns around, he sort of looks at you with this like wry look in his eyes, and he goes, "Remind you of anyone?"
She's gonna like smack his ear.
It hurts your hand. He
Yep.
chuckles. Yeah. So.
She goes quiet for like another couple minutes. Is my dad here?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe ask her.
Maybe. Did she talk about him?
Not as much as you, but. What?
Specifics are really helpful.
Rude. Smart. Funny. Not very dangerous.
Okay.
Good as hands, making things. New things, old things.
Huh.
Mixing things, make a new thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should ask her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming from rock, you're a chip off the old block. I'd know.
Great. And then Rev was gonna go quiet for probably the rest of the ride.
Yeah. The two of you will just sort of fly. He is after the initial like sort of crazed acceleration. It's a super gentle, albeit very speedy ride. And the two of you arrive back, and it probably only takes you guys like 25 or 30 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah.
She's gonna give him a hug before she gets down.
Be good. Talk to your mom.
Yeah. I'll see you when I see you.
Don't come back. Not anytime soon.
Deal.
All right. Holds out his hand to shake yours.
I'll like brace myself as I put mine out.
He sort of his hand just like wraps around your hand and forearm, and he just moves it like ever so slightly to like very gently shake your entire arm, and he hands you them all back.
Yeah, thank you. And she's like,
a little big.
Yeah, I am.
Sort of pokes your bicep. A little small.
Not a fighter, but the only person back home who knew anything was, and I'll give it back when I get back.
Donut.
And a cupcake.
All right. You wanna sit here and throw rocks? Wait for the group.
Yeah.
All right.
And at some point during that, she will like try and golf with her big hammer.
Go ahead and make an athletics check right fucking now. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Oh god, that is a 9 on the die 4.
Use
Not
the
very good at
bless.
this.
Use
You're
the
Oh, I
bless.
do have bless.
You're
That's true. I do.
blessed.
Okay. I'm at 11. Let's see what the bless gets me. This is the silliest use of bless of all time. 13. So not amazing, but not terrible.
I mean, you're just
It's
trying
a
to hit
stationary rock.
Yeah. You know those videos of like kids trying to use like their parents' golf clubs, and they're like just like a little too big and it's awkward, and they kind of like swing, and the follow through like spins them fully around. You hit the rock. You got the rock. I mean, it's a big fucking mall, right? Hard to miss. And then the momentum like fully carries you an additional like turn and a half. And Grimly just like, too big.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was important to me to have something.
Family.
At what point does the marathon arrive?
Probably not long
Right,
after.
when does Billion run?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to book it.
Yeah, so I think you guys probably have like maybe 25, 30 minutes, the two of you just kind of like sitting there,
Okay.
not really talking, just like pitching rocks. Billion, as you're making a run up towards the group, first thing you notice, you come across suddenly a very large collection of like small to medium sized to occasionally large sized rocks that seem very out of place. As like one or so like whistles over. It's like a driving range. Yeah. And you're like one like whistles overhead, which is a little alarming. And then you hear laughter in the distance that sounds more like a couple. Well, you imagine it's laughter. It sounds probably more like a couple of rocks just being sort of like mashed together aggressively. And you see in the distance, you see a very large gargoyle and a very regular sized Rev with an oversized hammer. Sort of, maybe like a couple 100 yards away from the caravan. Just the two of them.
And how are they looking? How's Rev looking?
How is Rev looking?
I mean, I'm still short some hit points, but she's not nearly as physically battered as she was, but she's definitely been crying. Don't know if the gargoyle noticed that, but his back was a little wet.
He's very porous.
Why are we using the word porous so
Porous.
fucking
I'm kidding.
much?
He's not porous. He's not at all. I'm kidding. I just wanted to say it.
No porous characters. We don't need anymore.
Hard as a rock, you might say.
No,
but
Oh, wait.
she's
might not.
They're just hanging out. They're just hanging out.
Okay, so I'm gonna just sprint right up to her, completely out of breath.
Cannot hear any of you all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
Gotta hear.
Rev's gotta hear. Rev's gotta hear. Rev's gotta hear.
Important part of the conversation.
It
Did you
is.
unplug your headphones?
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can.
Great.
Minor technical difficulties.
Bye now.
So, okay, we'll hit pause on that for a moment then. Azad, Corna. Oh, she back. Yes, who's back? Back again. Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now?
Présumablement.
No.
Oh,
Well,
All right. Well, while Ryan works on that. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes. Are you getting feedback of yourself?
no.
No, not
No.
at all.
No, not at all.
actually.
Okay, then we're gonna go with this. Not how I would like to do this, but let's do it. All right.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's what happens
all
when
right.
you fly your shit around the world multiple times.
It do be like that.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so sorry. Billion has caught up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just sprint straight up. Rev, I've got to talk to you.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, everyone's fine. Just listen, hear me out. Okay. I know that you are mad, and I know that you're hurt, and probably stubborn, and maybe you don't know what to do. I don't know, but you need to talk to your mom. You have to. She cares about you so much. She cares about you. She misses you. She's devastated because she thinks she failed you. And she wishes more than anything that someone would bring her back. And maybe that could be you. I don't know if that would work. I don't know how these things work. But if it doesn't work, this might be the last chance to talk to her for a long, long time. And, some people's moms will never speak to them again, dead or alive. And this is a golden opportunity that you have right now in front of you. And I don't want you to lose it because you're being stubborn or you're too upset. And who knows what you'll regret not saying. So before anyone else came, I wanted to say my piece.
Gargoyle beat you to it. But thank you for running.
Oh, God, I'm so tired.
How does water work here?
Does water work here?
Is there? Can we have some?
I would love some if that exists here.
Yeah, water. Yeah. Bill, he kind of walks over and just like very gently places his hand on your shoulder and good speech.
Thank you. Who would have thought a gargoyle would beat me to it, though?
Fast. And he rockets off in that moment and comes back, very shortly thereafter with like a big, skin of water.
Thank you.
Sit
just
down
chugs
for
and
a
chugs.
minute.
So
The others are fine? They're okay?
they're all great.
How far behind Bill are we?
Go ahead and we're gonna make a group athletics check to see how
boy.
far behind you guys
Oh,
are.
oh boy, I'm so bad at those.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Okay.
4.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm using an inspiration. That was worse. I'm using the second inspiration.
How dare you?
I have to go with my first roll, which was a 7.
Slow pokes.
Getting that up to
Do I get
9
advantage
total.
because I power walk every Sunday?
Nope.
No.
I'm just very practiced. This is my sport.
It's fine, but you've got like a steady pace, not a quick one. Al, what you got?
I rolled a 13, which is kind of low for Al. So seeing he's not keeping up, I'm gonna guide myself.
All right.
And that's gonna turn to a 17.
Okay. And
I could guide myself, I guess.
I guess I could guide myself.
So I rolled another natural 20 for Sorna, but she's going to keep pace with Corey. I think that she's yeah, that's what's going to happen. I think like at this point she wants to ensure that like everyone gets back safely, and she's not going to rush ahead. So let's see with the collective.
I gave myself guidance and it got it up to an 11.
Okay, that's better. That's better. So Bill rolled an 18. So you guys are going to show up probably 10 or 15 minutes later. So you all have a little time. You guys show up. So similar process, right? You guys are chugging along. Everything is everything's sort of normal, and then there's like a sea of rocks, and then you see a very tired-looking Billion, a gargoyle that sort of like looks almost to be standing guard over Bill in his current state, and Rev.
I'm booking it past everyone and going immediately to our friend's little.
Sort of
What's
like
not a
shop
hut?
thing.
Yeah, little shop thing. I don't know
Is
what
like
the
his
word
cart.
is.
Yeah.
It's a little
Sure.
cart.
Rev did not go tell him we were alive. She just threw rocks.
I'm gonna like pull the thing off my shoulder, unwrap it, pick up the box, stick my head into the cart, put it down on the table, and be like, "You must have something in here that can unlock this, don't you?"
Oh, yeah, okay. Get it out of here.
No.
No. Get it out. Get it out.
Me?
Get it out.
You want
Get
me
it out.
out?
Get it out. He points to the box.
Okay.
Out.
And I'll kind of pull it back, but stay in the steps with like very much not going to let him get away without answering the question.
Yeah, and he sort of like pokes his head back out, and he's like, all right, take a look. Oh,
That sounds bad. This sounds bad. Never gonna fucking get the book. It's fine.
That's bad luck. You don't. That's not a good. That's.
I
Hold
get
on.
that.
Hold on. Hang on. And sort of goes back inside. And you hear clanking for a couple of minutes. No, that's not it.
I'm gonna take the compass from Patchwork and I'm just gonna hold it to my chest so that he knows that he's not getting the ship back unless he helps me out.
He's like fully buried. You see,
Okay.
like occasionally, like a thing will sort of like bang around and sort of like fall out. And after a couple minutes, he comes out with this like. I don't want to say that they are bolt cutters, but like not dissimilar, except that the blades appear to have like to be imbued with radiant energy.
I'm reaching for them.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
So, anyone who cuts this, you know what the deal with these?
I take the bolt cutters and I cut them off.
You absolutely are making an opposed acrobatics or athletics check.
Athletics. Let's see which one's better. Acrobatics is slightly better.
I got 24.
16.
Okay. He is surprisingly dexterous for how old
I get
he is.
it. I marked. It's a whole thing. It's a problem. It's very bad. I need what's inside. Please give me the shears, whatever.
Not shears. No, here's the deal. Can I make a suggestion to you? Just while you're let's think we can talk about it.
Suggest away.
Not you.
Not me? Why? Why not me?
Because you gotta go back. And he sort of like looks over your shoulder. And sort of very, very quietly, Sorna, it turns out, had followed you here.
Wait, I'm
Sorna
sorry.
followed Azad straight.
She looks at you, like as she's passing, she's like, "I'll be right back. I have a thing to do and say, but I will be right back."
What happens if I cut? What? Can I
Oh,
not
you
go
get tracked
back?
forever. Oh no, you can go back, but
Right,
you
but-
get tracked forever. And sort of like puts her hand on her shoulder. She's like, Azad,
No.
I'll make cut them.
No.
I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
She
Can it
comes
not-
here. I have the advantage. I am part of the Nixian Guard.
This is. I need to do
I
this.
understand that. You need to not always be tracked. Listen, here's the deal. I spoke with Korna on the walk. Firstly, I owe you an apology
No.
for
no,
saying that. No, please, just hear
Oh,
me out.
don't do this. Please don't.
I owe
do
you an
this.
apology for saying that you had a bad attitude. I did not realize your circumstances. As a mother who
tried
is
to
unable
shoot
to
you in the
see
chest.
her. Darling, you barely scratched my armor. It's over.
Well, I tried. I'm sorry that I tried. Okay.
It's okay. from one mother to another who cannot see her children, I understand your drive.
And you understand why I need to be the one to do it.
Do you understand why you cannot put yourself at additional risk?
Can't you cut it? I say, and I just look at him holding.
Oh, hell no! Absolutely not. She looks at you. Look, I'm part of the Nixian Guard. I don't know when or if I will ever not be.
But what if
She comes here, I'll be fine. Truly.
Are you sure?
The Nixian Guard is an immensely powerful organization.
If
And
I
with
die,
any
I
luck-
come here. If you die, you go nowhere.
If I die, we're not going to talk about that. Point being, I see that you've been showing up for my daughter. Whether or not it's in a way that she wants or appreciates, I do. And you have children to think about. And the last thing I would want is for someone to know where you are at all times and potentially send you here with me. This is not supposed to be hell. This is supposed to be sort of an in-between. Let me tell you that being here, knowing that your children are alive without you, is the worst hell that I can imagine, and not something that I would wish on anyone, let alone someone who clearly cares a great deal about my daughter.
It's
It's not up for discussion. And she grabs the shears
Okay.
and cuts the lock.
Fuck. Well,
Now, if you'll excuse me, don't feel any different. Seems fine.
Sorna.
I need to go. Yes.
it's not the way that she wants, appreciates, or needs.
Well, she, I have to imagine, inherited just a touch of the stubbornness of her father and maybe a little bit from me as well. So, I get it.
Okay.
You'll figure it out.
Maternal guardian Sorna.
Yes, Patchwork. How can I
We-
help you?
We wish, if we are able,
Hmm.
to catalog you, to take you back for the mechanic. We do not know if we can catalog, and then like Patrick sort of flexes the Motron arm.
It seems to be in working order.
Our circles are too perfect.
Ah, I understand. I mean, I don't understand. I am notably not good with art, but or drawing of any kind, or cataloging. Can I make a request? If you catalog me, can you do so while I'm sitting next to my daughter? Maybe make 2 copies?
We feel that would fit your designation as maternal guardian.
I appreciate that, Patchwork. Shall we?
Okay, but what's in the box?
So she's
This is
gonna
very
offer you,
sweet, but I need
yeah.
to open the fucking box.
So Patchwork, Sorna's gonna offer you her arm, and the 2 of you can head off towards Rev. Is anyone else? Did anyone else sort of like continue along, or are the rest of you sort of like hanging out with Bill and Grimbley and Rev?
I'm definitely hanging out with Bill and Rev.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just hanging.
Cool. So, it's odd.
Yeah. Hi.
The lock has fallen off, or is sort of has fallen open. There was just a momentary flare of orange as it was cut, and And whereas before it sort of seemed to absorb light, the lock appears to just be sort of an average lock. Granted, covered in like very evil-looking runes, but it seems to be inert.
I think I'm just gonna pick up the box. I'm gonna sit smack on the ground, pop it open, and look at whatever the fuck is inside of it.
Sure. As you open the lid, you are immediately hit with the smell of just like really old, stale, dusty air. Like if you were to condense like a whole library's worth of air into a very small area and just sort of like release it all of a sudden.
Old.
Yeah. Looking inside, what was at one point like clearly like this beautiful like velvet, like rich velvet interior has been destroyed over time. Which probably the smell, because the tome inside is in immaculate condition. It has a thick leather cover that is this like deep purple with silver writing that actually seems to move as you look at it. Does not seem to stay still at all.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna sit down and start reading it.
Sure. So I'm gonna give you a piece of information, then we're gonna hop to the other group. As you open it and you are beginning to skim through, there's not really words or even pictures.
Okay.
Initially. And as you spend time, it feels like things are beginning to form slowly. You're a magical enough person to know that you might have to just sit overnight with this thing and attune to it.
Okay.
Before you're able to read anything that's inside.
Do I feel like I'm gonna? I mean, I might not know this, but do I feel like it's gonna come back with me when I re-alive? Like, is that a concern?
When you re-alive?
When I'm alive?
Go ahead and make.
That's also my fault. I made it complicated for that term.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay. Okay, I don't have advantage, do I? Nope, I don't. Okay. Don't fuck me, you fucking dice. 17.
17? Cool. I was looking for a 15 or higher, so you are covered. Your first instinct is no.
Okay.
It's not going to. And then you look at the spine, and you see that there are a couple of points that have these like beautiful rings that seem to almost shine with an interior light, despite being made out of metal.
Okay.
And there's like a moment of like, okay, but if I had something magical, maybe to like fasten it to myself.
Can I put them on my finger? You
said
the rings.
Sort of think more like something that you were to like maybe attach like a chain to of some sort. Something to like keep it attached to you. I will tell you, just because I am a kind and benevolent DM, that you do have a goblin who has all manner of knickknacks.
Oh, that was the next thing I was going to do,
Okay.
which was literally as soon as I see this, I poke my head back in and I start ruffling or like rifling through his stuff.
Oh, he absolutely hops up and slaps your hand. Is like, yeah. What do you think you're doing? Huh?
I just need a chain. It's just a chain. I don't need a magical.
You're gonna go through all my things.
Well, maybe a little magical. Just like a little magical chain. Just like this much magic. In a chain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I?
Wait.
Okay.
And he's gonna go through, and after a minute or two, he comes back with a beautiful chain that you had a super fucking wealthy husband. It's made out of mithril, and appears to be enchanted. It has a couple of clasps at either end, and you can attach one to if you have like a belt or something like that. And one that it attaches to one of the rings.
Sick, tight, word, dope. Guess that's what I'm doing.
And he looks at you and he's like,
"Oh, you beat the." I was gonna give it back. I was planning.
Give it back.
To.
Come on, give it back. Come on.
Drop it into his hand.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
What?
Did I not get the chain yet? Oh, thank you. Yep.
All Okay. So as you begin, I assume immediately.
Oh,
given-
immediately.
yeah,
I'm
the
also
process-
probably trying to figure out if I need to like I'm doing all the calculations of like, do I need to like get some like blood in here to like bond us? Like, what's the weird? It was in like a demonic box.
You
I'm
can
trying
certainly
to figure out
try.
what the...
What I will tell you is, without any kind of like insight check or
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
like that, just looking at this, the way that it's made, the materials that are used to make it, this does not strike you as being in any way demonic
Okay.
or
I was so ready to prick my
infernal.
finger and like drop it in the book. It's cool. It's
That's
fine.
not.
It doesn't have to be a
initially-
fun way of bonding with it. It can just be a belt. Belt works
Oh,
too.
okay. All right. Yeah.
Getting a belt?
Well, a magical chain, but yeah.
I was thinking I was gonna put it around my waist, kind of like a belt, and then have the like tome on one hip.
Okay.
You're gonna
Sort
be
of
like
vibe I was going
that
for.
guy at the gym with like
A
the
little,
dip and the
a little
45
fashion
pound
forward
weight.
of me, Actually, more like a
Just-
fanny pack, considering that I am.
Oh, you're gonna
bald.
clip it to both sides, basically. So it's like one. Oh gosh.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that. Oh, now we need to make
wow.
like a spell book fanny pack. That's-
Fashion forward.
God, Azad just gets nerdier and nerdier by the minute.
Yeah, what a dweeb.
Gonna get my Tivas.
Jesus.
My walking Tivas.
Yeah,
They're
obviously.
they're efficient, energy efficient. You know.
Yeah.
I cast pocket protection.
The magical shield appears on your chest. Cool. So you begin the process. Are you just gonna like plop down in front of this cart, or are you
Oh
gonna
yeah,
rejoin the rest? of them?
100%. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I'm
Cool.
not interested in joining anybody else. I am very much getting this attached to my body.
Sweet. Awesome. All right. So so we will shift our view, sort of snake our way through the myriad of carts and tents and whatever else, and make our way back out a couple hundred yards to the group of folks that are standing out here as Sona and Patchwork sort of walk out to rejoin the group. As they approach, she sort of takes off her helmet and looks around at all of you. And then, Rev, she looks directly at you and is like, so, do you want to maybe take a... You're muted, by the way. Do you maybe want to just take a quick walk with me? Is that...
And Rev just kind of glances at Grimly and Billion and two shit-eating grins over there. Sure.
All right. Okay.
I don't know this place.
Well, it's pretty much just a flat plain. So, just
No, I meant I don't know where to walk.
oh, maybe just in like a big circle or something. They would walk around the caravan. Maybe it'd take us a few minutes.
Yeah, let's just not in the way of the
rocks.
golfing
I
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
nearly got hit on the way in. So, I'll start. Do you want to start? Should I start?
Go. You go.
Okay. Well, okay, I'll be honest. I wish that your father was here for this. He was always a lot better at these kinds of conversations. Conversations in general. So
Is he here?
no, not to my knowledge. I would like to think that if he was here, I would know. So you know,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I think is maybe the place to begin, for the manner with which I sort of sprung my existence here upon you. Yeah, that it's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot to process that you're dead, even if you kind of know it's coming. And I recognize that I probably didn't help. So,
Really? No.
yeah, waking up in sort of a, it's not the best scenario for meeting a parent.
How did you even know I was here?
Amelia, she was coming back, and I was sort of wrapping up my shift. As I mentioned, part of the Nixian Guard, and she came back and said the sort of was talking with a couple of the other members, and of my group, my platoon, and was sort of talking about this sort of odd group of individuals who had showed up here intentionally, which is weird. It doesn't happen very often. Also in the wrong place. I mean, people make suicide pacts all the time, but typically they don't end up here. That's not really, sort of like not really how this works. But she mentioned that one of them looked like me. A lot of tattoos. She said she was a young woman.
What? Isn't this the middle? Like
What do you mean?
Everyone keeps saying this is like the holding place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's where you wait to be sort of brought back.
You've been here a really long time, according to Grimly.
How old are you now?
24?
Yeah, so about 23 and a half years. Yeah. Hey, for what it's worth, there's folks who've been here for hundreds. So that's something, I guess.
Why haven't you moved on?
Wasn't ready. Haven't really given up the hope that maybe I could, come back. Also, if your dad showed up, I kind of wanted to be here. You know, seems.
What's his name?
Renali.
I'm gonna need you to spell that.
So in common, I guess is probably the best way to say this. It'd be like a Wrenalhi.
That's so fucking complicated.
Yeah. I will check that with you later because my brain, there's at least 2 letters my brain didn't expect in there. Anyway.
He wasn't from, where I grew up. Is sort of that's the right way to describe him. Dashing, very handsome, little bit foreign. Wait, well, he.
Sorry, that was.
He was from he originally, I guess, well, at the time it wasn't Cloud Theocracy territory, but he came from the Cloud Theocracy originally, so he traveled across the continents. And I managed to land him. So,
What is this?
I'm just like blinks.
Hey, a girl can be pleased with herself. I'm mostly dead, not totally dead.
Yeah, how'd you get
Here?
dead? Wow, that's really...
Not a great way of phrasing it. You have taken,
How are you
unfortunately.
supposed to ask that?
I don't know. I so hoped that you would take after your father in this particular regard. He was so much better at this.
No, I don't people well.
Neither do I. Clearly. Well, it's interesting. I had a conversation with your friend Corna as we sort of made our way back. He helped me out. It's been a while since I have really spent time thinking about it. I choose not to dwell on it too much. But
That makes sense, I guess.
it's not pleasant, dying. I guess you do know at this point.
We did Jello shots and called it a day.
Oh, that sounds infinitely better than how I went out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you were so crabby when you got here. That could be so
I
much worse.
didn't want to be dead. They dragged me along.
Oh. Well, that feels like something you should all discuss at some point. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not,
No, you're... Yeah. Nope.
mom of the group, but...
Yeah, God wasn't really taking no for an answer. We
Well...
had about an hour.
An hour?
Yeah, I went home for an hour and then came back and did a Jello shot. And in theory, Billion's little badger is watching over us still.
Oh, he does seem like the type to have a small furry
Oh, I
friend.
mean, and the two dragons are probably watching too, but the badger
I'm
is
sorry,
probably the
what?
peaceful one. Yeah.
You just casually so they're watching over you? You're just friends with dragons.
Well, Vincent's kind of new, but we rescued him, so he kind of is sticking around.
You
But
rescued a dragon.
I mean,
How many hours deep are we right now?
we're probably about 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a little bit more time, but not a whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jeffrey's just the butler, and he's kind of the closest thing I have to a grandpa, but he just happens to be an ancient gold dragon too, us on the side.
Okay. Just the butler, ancient gold dragon. Yeah, no, that's completely normal. Your father would be so proud. I'm so proud. I'm sorry that I haven't been around to see you grow up. You're beautiful. You're friends with dragons. What the fuck?
Friends is
Okay, acquaintances. My, I guess, surrogate father, in a way, is an ancient gold dragon. That's... You know how many people get to say that? Not very many. To be clear, not very many get to say that. So...
He's fun. We went to a circus. That's what started all this. And I have gotten him really drunk by accident.
So you're an enabler. I'm proud of the dragon thing, but I am more proud of the enabler getting a dragon drunk thing. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That's...
Did they have Oatville when you were alive?
I don't think so.
Little thing makes the hangover and the alcohol go away, so it doesn't even matter.
That sounds like magic. And I grew up with magic.
Lovely. Anyway.
So the dying thing.
Yeah, didn't love it. Didn't really want to.
Yeah. Well,
That's a lot. So here we are.
yeah. So okay. I guess I'll just sort of like, here we go. Your father and I were traveling when you were a baby. And we were attacked on the road, caught unawares, which is unusual for either one of us. I thought they were trying to get you, so I stopped them. Well, I stopped most of them.
Why would they be trying to get me?
I don't know, Rev. I'm dead.
You had to think it at the time for a reason.
You know, probably, yeah, right after I was busy stabbing some guy through the eyes multiple times as he went for my infant baby daughter. I would have liked to have had the time, but then after that, I had to remove someone's insides and make them his outsides.
All right, you said it like there had been warning or something. Whatever, move on.
Your aunt had disappeared, so
Okay.
so
Wait.
Hmm?
She have a scar?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one. Why do you ask? She disappeared when you were very little.
That's all I ever had was flashes of a scar and that was about it. And I didn't know who she was or why I remembered it.
Well,
and we found a drawing of her, a very, very detailed drawing of her at the circus. So now I know.
what the fuck kind of circus did you go to?
It was weird.
Sounds like it. Also sounds like it.
Yeah.
So, what do you do now? Are you're an adventurer? This is your thing?
Dear God, no. God, no.
Well, thank God. I was really hoping
No.
you were not going to follow me in that regard. You know, your dad was a very clever inventor.
Yeah.
Your dad is. To be clear, he's not here, so presumably he's still there. So sorry, I shouldn't use past tense. That feels weird.
So I don't know anything. I survived by stealing things, and then I didn't like that, and I would pick up scraps and make stuff out of them and sell them to people. And the butler thing, not mine, butler, this Giovanni in the real world,
this one's real,
live world, other world, whatever,
probably a more accurate assignation. Yeah,
that one. He
designation.
Sure. We've been hanging out with Patrick. He I don't know, found some of my stuff and liked it, and so he paid to put me in school and paid to put me in an apartment. And
this isn't like a sugar daddy thing, is it?
Ooh.
Okay, just hey, look.
No.
Gotta ask.
I told you, the butler's like my grandpa.
Well, yeah, but you said there was another guy, so I just, hey.
Yeah.
Just
Do you
hey, just
no.
Okay.
Ew.
Oh. Okay. Hey, look,
No, he's the
I've known
closest
people
thing I have to a dad. Although Bergen might argue with that. It's a long story. The landlord.
Okay.
Anyway,
Sure.
Giovanni paid to put me in school, and I learned how to build more things and use magic with them. And then I graduated like a year ago, and I still
Congratulations.
live in the same, thank you, apartment. Bergen has been my landlord forever and ever, and Rosie is his wife, and they have kids who are adorable, and I really would like to get back home so that I can see them and play with them and not disappear like all of the other adults in my life always did. No offense, it wasn't, I guess, really your fault, but whatever. And
I did die protecting you, so no offense taken. Yeah.
And yeah, and but that, you know, Bergen keeps me in sandwiches and makes sure I eat. And Rosie is the hammer is Rosie's. She let me take it because I didn't want to come, and I'm not an adventurer. I don't do this. I make things. And we got attacked at the circus, and I didn't know what to do, and I had nothing. And so I didn't want to come here knowing it was going to be bad with nothing. So.
I see. Well, unfortunately, I don't really have a whole lot of advice on the whole like becoming an adventurer or not becoming an adventurer thing. I sort of fell into it naturally, and
I just want to be in my workshop by myself.
Yeah, that sounds like your dad.
Maybe I'll find him.
He'd probably like that. I don't know what happened to him, so you might have to do some digging. You might, unfortunately, have to become an adventurer to find your non-adventurer father.
Great.
Yeah. I know that I've missed like all of your birthdays and your graduation. And one gift is certainly not enough to make up for that. But on your way, you will probably have to make things to defend yourself. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, watching you use that hammer is comical. No offense. It looks like it weighs as much as you do.
It's not light, but I'm getting the hang of it, and
sure.
But it was a loan from Rosie. I could never take Thorn away from her.
Rosie. Yep, I get it. Smart.
How fucking dare you hype your own joke right now, Benjamin?
Whoever came up with that is so smart. Okay, well, so you don't. I take it you don't like swords. That's not really your thing.
No, I don't.
Have you?
I like these, and she pulls her tinker tools out.
Not helpful in a fight.
I mean, they dismantled those angry robots.
Okay, helpful. I take it back. Helpful in a fight. Also, that's a question that I definitely have to ask.
Circus was weird.
Circuses have changed. I don't know, who they let run those things anymore, but clearly they. Anyhow, you like to tinker, and you are not about sort of like the melee combat. Not surprising. Let me give you this. And she sort of like takes a moment and like detaches the handle from the rapier. It's like, it's not a weapon, but it is something you could tinker with and maybe come up with something. Clearly you have inherited your father's knack for that kind of a thing. So
does it
go back with you? Does it do anything? You can hold it.
Great.
It's magical, yes. If I had to assign some sort of a numeric value to it, I would say that anything that you were to attach it to, whether it's sort of like a blade or maybe like a I don't know, whatever you come up with, you do the design things. They'll give you like a bonus. It'd be like a magical weapon or something like that. I don't know, like a +1 or something in that vein. Maybe
Just
make it
a
like
wild
just like a
trying out.
little, just like a little easier to hit things, you know? I don't know. You're
Sure.
smart.
And she like twinges and puts a hand. Yeah, I think I'm gonna avoid swords for a while.
Yeah, that's definitely get that cleaned up when you get back so you don't get infected. There are some like really
Great.
horrific
That
infections.
carries over? What?
So there's
Oh my god, why?
there is I don't
So I
think we
died
have it.
from a jello shot. Totally fine. I'm gonna
Yeah.
wake up with fucking.
No, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
Did I just start bleeding all over the floor?
When you were unconscious? Yes, absolutely. There was a lot of blood. Yeah.
No, not like there.
Oh, there? I don't think so. Honestly,
Dear God.
not a good person to ask. I made a one-way trip, so
If I just started.
it's probably fine. You've got a dragon watching over you. You'll be fine. 2 dragons, just casually. If I ever come back, you have to introduce me.
Yeah.
Rude.
While this is happening,
Hmm.
I would like to be playing rock golf with the rest of the party. And I did go through my bag to see what I had that I could use as a golf club, and all I have is a crossbow. So I'm using a crossbow to try to hit the little
Like bent all the way
Sure.
over, like bad meaningful.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I
Can you?
probably didn't take Thorn on the walk. Just saying.
Oh, I'm not
Fair.
gonna pick up Thorn. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not messing. Well, I'll deal with you later.
Okay, Katie.
My
Sorry.
mage hand is helping me.
Your mage hand is helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not doing anything. Would anyone else like to play golf while this is happening?
Yes,
Azad is
please.
completely cheating
Yeah.
and like fake swinging with the crossbow.
And the mage hand's just like.
picking that up and flying.
Wonderful. I would love some athletics or acrobatics checks from everybody. Katie, you're gonna do yours with disadvantage because you're using a
Disadvantage?
fucking crossbow.
I have a mage hand though.
Throwing the rock. It's different. You have to make your swing convincing. Actually, you're making a performance check to convince
anyone-
everyone that you're actually hitting the thing with the.
Okay, does
crossbow.
anyone want to give me inspiration?
No, chat. She's not allowed inspiration for this.
Okay, but it just feels like it'd be nice.
It would be nice, but no. Chat.
Nope.
This is the one time that I will ask this of you. Do not give her inspiration.
So performance is a 7.
Cool.
Should I also roll acrobatics?
No.
Oh. Okay.
How are the rest of y'all doing?
I would like to ask, could I roll at disadvantage because Al has no idea what this game is, and we'll walk on over to Azad. How does thou play this game? And try to follow her, and since she's doing so poorly, he's also not doing it well.
Just
Trying
hit
to
the rock with the thing. It doesn't really matter what the thing is. It doesn't really matter where the rock goes. You just bloop. I don't know how golf works either. Azad has no idea. It's more like putt, really, just sort of like trying to move rocks around. Actually, I think I might putt it back and forth with Owl for a little while, just sort of like almost
It's
like
the
playing
weirdest game
catch.
of croquet.
Whoa. Like, no, y'all gotta get it as far as it can go, and I just punt it so far.
It goes out of sight. It was a
I think I
22
break my
for
bow.
athletics.
22? Oh my god,
It
yeah.
just like launches across the field.
I
I
watch
do it
it
like
my
that.
bow just snaps in half.
I got an 18
An 18? Okay.
as
Oh, yeah.
in disadvantage, just like this.
Wow, damn. Wow.
Okay,
It
well
flies
that's
wild.
unfair. That's fine. You know what? I'm at a disadvantage because I'm not playing with weapons like you guys are. It's fine.
I also rolled an 18 with my boomerang.
Boomerang. Okay. Amazing. I think
Eventually, I just have my mage hand start picking rocks up and tossing them. I don't even have
like
to pretend.
fully given up. Yeah. That's honestly that tracks. I mean, Grimbley obviously cannot miss out on this and is going to join you and rolled a 5 and does terribly and is mortified and sort of like collapses, not literally into a pile of rubble, but like more like emotionally a pile of rubble. As the rest of you like fully just show him up. Like even Azad manages to show him up.
I do want to just bring Patchwork over and give them a couple swings, sort of like with me behind them, kind of like guiding their little hands.
Patrick's sketching. I'm sorry. Patrick's sketching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Patrick's not playing golf.
Patchwork
Patrick
is
is
following us.
literally trying to like get the sketch right
That's fair. That's fair.
with
Okay.
the bad hand.
Okay, also if Patchwork is with near Rev, I'm definitely not going after Patchwork. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
I'll play with the people I have.
There you go. Patchwork, could you make a performance check for me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Performance? 18.
18 is a good drawing.
Yeah. It's not just like one drawing. Patchwork has made it into sort of like a character study of the two of them. So there's sort of like a big like landscape, like a field of flowers with the two of them sort of like standing, sort of facing the artist, and then off to the side there's like a profile of the two of them sort of like looking at each other. So it's kind of like the edges sort of fade out on either side, and Patchwork has made 3 copies of this.
3 copies.
3 copies, yeah.
Cool. Amazing. So, Rev, you and your mom chat for a little bit more time. Cover like, sort of the weird obscura of life. And at a certain point, it's sort of like, we should probably get back. I think you only have a little bit of time, right?
Yeah. Do we have to be together or would we just like poof? How does it like mid conversation? Would you just like disappear? You've never seen anyone get
interestingly, in the time that I've been here, I have not yet seen someone be revived or whatever.
23 years and you haven't seen anyone get brought back?
I spend a lot of time out on patrol. I'm very good at what I do. Not the talking bit, the stabby bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got that part.
Yeah.
Still, that's concerning. Okay. Yep, let's go find my friends. I want to say goodbye to Grimly.
I think you would be sad if you didn't. All right. As you two turn around, Patchwork, are you attempting to be stealthy, or are you just kind of like?
Patchwork said what they said. They said they were going to be there.
Patchwork didn't follow too far.
Okay.
Patchwork kind of just sketched from their memory. This is weirdly not a one to like. Didn't have them sit. Just kind of like vibed on it.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you all collect as you sort of your ability to keep track of time. You know that time is ticking down. I guess playing golf or faking playing golf using Mage Hand, as the case may be. Sort of in the final moments, is there anything that you guys would like to do besides saying goodbye, or?
I would just, wherever we are positioned, I would like to position myself close to Sorna in a way that I am not close to Rev.
Sort of other side?
Other side, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I would walk up to Azad and Madam Azad, does thou have a moment?
Just kind of look over at Sorna. Yeah, I do.
I've come to notice that throughout our journey, thou hast been distracted, or thou seems that there's something between you and Mistress Reverie.
Okay, yep, we're doing this. Okay, yep.
I only think to just ask, is there something you wish to get off of thy shoulders?
Al, yes. And I am using every ounce of self-restraint that I have right at this moment not to address it until we get home. So, I would appreciate if we just don't speak about this again while we're here. And I promise you I have a lot to say when we get back to the house.
If that is what thou wants,
Oh, it's definitely what thou wants. Yep.
I don't want to see thee in such a form where you're stressed.
I, believe it or not, I do want them to have their moment untarnished by what I have to say. So, I'm gonna say it later. And that's it. That's all I got.
So while this is happening, I want you guys to know I've assigned each of you a number. I have a d6.
Oh.
I'm gonna start rolling.
Rev is gonna go over and hug the gargoyle
Okay.
and tell him that she won't forget, and there will be donuts and cupcakes
Donut.
in a long, long time.
Long time. Don't
Long
go back.
time.
Don't go back.
And then she's gonna give him a hug
All right.
and go back over to her mom.
Okay. She sort of like slides her hand into yours as you do. As this is happening, I rolled a 5. Alistar. You wake up on a couch.
What? Where am I?
Welcome back. Hang on a second. We gotta bring everybody back. Just like take it easy for a second. All right. We gotta, Here's a note bill. As Giovanni passes you a note bill, you are once again alive. Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to say?
Patchwork would like to do something fast.
Sure.
As time is wrapping up, Patchwork goes to the goblin, or who's the guy at the caravan?
Peg.
Yeah,
Peg comes. Fuck it. You know
Yeah.
what? Peg comes out to see you guys off.
Cool.
Bye, Peg.
Peg. Hold on. I gotta patchwork this. Deceased Peg.
Soon to not be as deceased. Patchwork.
We inquire after this, and Patchwork produces a sketch of a human bard, with like a big hat with a feather, and then hands it to Peg and says, "If you find them here, please let them know that we Patchwork are still, how did they say, still kicking it."
All right. Certainly, I'll do something. You got yourself a deal. And he offers his hand. Then remembers your like trepidation with the with one, and offers you the other hand.
Patrick takes the one that's usually there, not the bad one. Patrick hates this bad one.
Amazing. Azad, I rolled a 3, which means you come to. Giovanni hands you a note
I
bill.
wasn't done.
You weren't done?
Oh no.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Anyone else?
Patchwork. Did you give Sorna the sketch?
Yeah, when I made 3.
Okay, just checking.
So you,
Yeah.
you passed it off?
Yeah.
She
Okay.
she takes it and curls it up. It like folds it very gently and sort of tucks it into her breastplate. And as she does that and sort of leans down to kiss you on the forehead, I don't know what the designation of that part of a Modron's top of the cranium is. You hear just a split second, "Thank you." And Patchwork, you don't gasp, but you find yourself once again in your body.
Patchwork takes an assessment. What's this arm?
Back, baby.
Yes.
It's a
In
stick.
my back, you mean not
it's-
gone or not there?
It's like a growing twig out of like a little root coming out of the side. Until next time, Maestro.
I have so many questions.
Anyone, any last things? No?
Well, Bill just sort of sees everyone disappearing and strolls out into the field of flowers. Just keeps walking until he's gonna poof.
I want to join you.
Poop.
So, DM,
Yes.
I don't know when in this order I am, but I want to ask a question and only get halfway through it
Sure.
because I don't necessarily want the answers yet.
Sure.
As she's just gonna turn as she sees her friend start to poof.
Mhm.
She's gonna turn to Sorna and go, I forgot the tattoos. I forgot to ask why.
You wake up. Back in your body. Not stuck full of holes.
Do I feel painful? I feel fine.
You feel like you're probably somewhere in the vicinity of like 1 HP. So you don't feel good. Coming back does not feel good.
Oh, so my current 15 is bullshit.
Current 15 is
'Cause we're dead.
you are
We're
functionally at 15. You feel like you're at 1, you know?
Great.
Yeah.
And she's gonna. Oh, that's the worst hangover ever. Oh.
Sorna looks around. Sort of like waves at Bill in the distance. Nods her head. Looks at Corna. Says, "Hey. I'm gonna try something. When you get
Okay.
back, when
Yeah.
you get back, tell Azad to open her book for me.
Okay.
Just gonna try just a thing I've been hanging on to for a long time."
Sure.
Okay. Don't know if it'll work, but we'll try. And over the next couple of seconds, you all poof out of existence in the sunless plane, and into your bodies again.
As soon as I wake up,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk over to Rev.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna slap her across the face.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna say, "What the fuck was that reverie?"
And Rev is dead again.
That's true. I also
That's true. You want me to roll damage? Because I'm gonna fucking roll damage. That was not a light
I mean, you
slap.
do have 15. Technically, you have 15 HP. So, yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll, Katie.
I mean, I don't think
4
so. Laying
whole
on the ground. I'm not
damages.
gonna miss her. Do I really
She's-
have to roll to hit her?
No,
She's
not really. I'm
technically
fucking with you. You don't have to
prone,
roll. You do not have to roll. I'm totally
did you set
trolling.
a timer? Are you safe?
Oh, I don't know. Am I safe? There was no swearing timer.
There was no. Oh. Hope I didn't.
Yeah, they
ruin
were
that.
anticipating her.
I think it ended.
Yeah, it's you take one point of damage from the slap. So now you're down at 14.
Oh, okay. We're using those. Okay, we're not doing. You're back up to 1. Okay. Just
Yeah.
there it is.
Rev,
I would also like to curse, y'all, but it's fine.
I feel like honestly, I don't know that I want to do the no swearing for this because I feel like this is kind of
That seems fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So I walk up to you, I slap you, and you are so insanely selfish. It is unbelievable. Oh God,
Me?
woe is me. I have 2 families. Whatever am I gonna fucking do? And you're mad at your mother for being dead when she couldn't fucking help that. And
Anytime you want to shut up and let anyone else get a goddamn word in, would be
yes,
amazing.
I don't. Because you know what? No matter what happens, we were doing this together, and you almost
fucking were not.
Yes, we were.
We did it because you wanted to.
I told you you didn't have to come. You chose to come. And if you were just gonna come and fuck shit up, you should have stayed home. We didn't get through that because of you, Rev. We got through that despite you.
Let's see. Okay, so I stay home. You go in there on your own. There's absolutely no reason for Amelia to mention anything to Sorna. And you are stuck by yourself in that cave.
That is a technical. That has nothing to do with your behavior.
Shit out of all of them for you, and is the only reason you're goddamn fucking alive.
You there, and guess what? Guess what? You are not my child. I do not need to give you the benefit.
No, I'm fucking not. So stop talking to me like I am. You've been
I'm
doing
not
it
talking to you like you're my child. I'm talking to you like you're someone who I'm incredibly disappointed in.
Okay, bye. I don't need you. I have never needed you.
Then leave.
I'm somewhere that I consider home. So why don't you? And Rev's gonna walk up to her room.
Azad! Azad! Look at your book! Look at your book!
What?
Your new book?
Not now, Corey.
No, Sorna told me to. Tell you that, I mean.
I think I just kind of like sink down onto the couch and I look at my book.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a D100. This only works on an 85 or higher. So we'll see if it happens. Your book is glowing faintly, but you don't see anything in there.
It's a magical book, Corey. It's doing magical things.
No.
I'm going to bed.
Never mind.
And I'm going to go upstairs and go to my room and go to sleep too. And I assume, I guess, when I was looking at the book, does it seem like I have to do anything to attune to it? Or if it's just attached to me with this mithril chain and I go to sleep, will I be okay in the morning?
You get the sense you might have to like spend some time like actively like reading it.
Okay.
But sleep is probably a good idea.
I think that I'm probably going to then just go upstairs, start reading, and then when I'm done reading, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Sure.
Yeah.
The rest of you are here in the parlor, effectively, and Giovanni, while standing like next to Jeffrey and Vincent, are all sort of standing there with like mouths somewhat ajar, just like, what the fuck?
Where's Neener?
Yeah, where is Neener?
Neener is like fully snuggled against Billion, and like as the yelling erupts, is like, and like dives underneath and like hides himself, and like little face like pokes out like underneath Billion's arm. Well, now that my cortisol levels are fucking through the roof, let's call it there for the week. As Azad and Rev, you know,
resolve nothing.
Yeah, resolve nothing. And
hey, at least we had it out.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all scared.
I was gonna talk to Alistar. Oh man.
Yeah, do you want to before we wrap up?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alistar,
Yes, young corner.
I think you need to talk to Azad and Rev. They need like a big brother right now.
I must ponder upon that. I do see that this team that we have put together, for we are one now. I don't wish to see it fall apart like what happened before. Yes. I'll write them a letter, both of them. Have them read it in the morning.
So cute.
A note. I'm not very comfortable with this face-to-face contact.
You've always been great at giving me advice, Al. I know you'll tell them the right things too.
I do hope so. And I applaud thee and thank thee for the faith you have in me. I won't let you down, Corna.
You could never, Al. And then with that, I like hop off the couch and like zoom off with like my arms out, like up the steps and go to
Wait.
and go find my own room.
Is this how you run around the house?
Yeah,
You know, like an airplane.
like
a
an
child
airplane.
running around like an airplane.
So mature and then so childish in the same session.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Incredible.
And now they're just gonna be writing letters that
Okay.
you'll read next session.
Oh my god, can you really write us letters?
Oh, I'm writing you letters, yes.
Oh yes.
Okay. I assume Rev has like a small work table in her room. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
Giovanni's place, she's probably up most of the night. I don't necessarily think I don't think she gets a long rest tonight after everything.
Cool.
It might give her a short rest because she just like passes out at like 6 a.m. But like in all honesty, I don't think she gets it.
Cool. All right, we will kind of keep that in mind going forward. Patchwork and Billion, two of you are there on the couch, and Giovanni sort of sits down between the two of you and looks at each of you and is like, so, what the fuck just happened?
At least I didn't start bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, Billy, you're muted.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened, but maybe we should talk about it in the morning.
We died.
We did.
And you came back. Sorry, he's Southern now?
He's a Southern
Look at that
monster.
mean-
I have a strong influence.
Fuck!
Southern De Niro.
Hey, you came back. That's what matters. Breakfast is gonna be awkward tomorrow, so if you guys wanna, I'm gonna go have a drink.
Okay, I'll come with.
All right, Patchwork.
We will also accompany.
Wonderful. Woo. What the fuck? And with that, we'll end tonight's session. Take a couple minutes. Y'all grab like a drink of water, maybe a snack. I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do.
Did we back for talk back?
I need
And
water.
then we will be back
Water.
and do the talking.
Oh my god, such intensity.
All right, Tech Master Zeki, take us
I-
offline.
Okay.
Director Zek. We'll be
yeah.
back in a couple minutes.
Director Zector.
So
Oh.
Director
Tech
Zek. Why are we doing this? Why
I
are
don't
this
know.
Bye.
Weird.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
See you all in 5 minutes.
Ooh.